Alright, so this is a quick message and I guess idea for moving forward for those of you who've recently had results. So this could be for college, could be for university, whatever it is, it's that time of year. Everyone's just got sort of seeing how they did on exams on the past year of work. Oh, beautiful. And I've been hearing on the news, like in the UK, there's been delays with exam boards, but it kind of got me thinking about when I got my results. I remember it pretty clearly. I was in the sixth form room. I was sat with my girlfriend at the time and I got my results, looked at them and didn't feel a thing. Now, university was something that I was probably pushed into. Well, I know I was pushed into it by teachers, by other people, by my own sort of lack of self-confidence to do my own thing. It was what everyone else was doing, so I felt like I had to do that. And funnily enough, that mindset is very expensive because you just get a load of debt for something and you waste years of the best time of your life for something that you don't actually want to do. For those of you who haven't got the grades you wanted, maybe you haven't got into university, watch this video because I'm going to talk about why this is actually a great thing for you. Now, this is coming from a guy who went down the wrong path. I went with university. I mean, I got an unconditional offer to a local university in the next city, and I took it because, first of all, I was lazy and I was like, oh, if it's unconditional, I don't have to work as hard as possible, or as hard as if they required like 3 A's or A's and B's. I could literally get 3 U's and they would still accept me into university. Now, I'm a big believer that you only really need to go to university if you're going to be a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer, all these high level jobs where you need these awesome like qualifications. I believe that everything else you get experience, and experience is much more valuable, particularly for employers who are looking for you. Like my dad's an employer, he tells me that every time he's hiring someone, like the experience matters so much more than the qualifications they have, because you could be a fresh-faced person straight out of university, get a good degree, but you might have someone with like who spent those 5 years getting experience doing that job and like building those skills, whereas at university you just learn out of a book. But this might be a bit of a biased video. Fuck it, I don't care. I don't like university. Anyway, back to you. Rather than talking about my mistakes, let's talk about yours. First of all, I don't know if you like in America or everywhere else, if you have clearing. So clearing is this concept where if you don't get into your university or your course, then clearing is this weird thing where universities will say like on specific courses, or if you didn't make your grades, you can come join ours. So you just get a load of random courses. First of all, don't do this. I mean, it's a free world, do what you want, but second of all, don't do that, just because why would you settle for something that isn't what you were prioritizing? What was your number one choice? Why would you settle for something that you're going to spend tens of thousands of pounds on? Why would you go for something that isn't what you wanted? And that's for those of you who, if you are still very keen on going to university, but for those of you who are like, right, I didn't get into university and are almost panicking a little bit, thinking, shit, I really need to do something, listen to this, because this might just make you, or it might just give you the best next few years of your life that you could have possibly imagined. What I want you to do over the next 2 or 3 years is focus solely on developing yourself. Now, the main way that you can do this is, number one, move back in with your parents. Well, like, this is if your parents are happy with that. I'm very lucky that my parents were happy with that. And you're going to spend the next 6 months to a year working a part-time job. This could be 3-4 days a week. This is just to, one, pay bills, because you're going to be paying your parents' rent. If you're not paying parents' rent and paying for like food and stuff when you're living at home, then you're a piece of shit. Second of all, you're going to use that money to save. You're going to try save about, well, everything that's left. You're not really going to be doing nights out. Sack all that shit off. You don't need that. You're focusing these next 2 or 3 years on developing yourself. From there, once you've worked 6 to 12 months, what you're going to do is you're just going to book a one-way flight. It could be Bali, it could be Thailand, it could be Vietnam, Cambodia, South America, Mexico. Find a low cost of living country that's quite good with expats. It's got like a good online entrepreneur community. When you find these countries like Mexico, Thailand, Bali, just move there. save up the money. Say you save like 3 or 4 grand, which is pretty on the low level if you're doing things right. You could live there for 3-4 months, and you want you to spend this time like traveling, discovering new cultures, meeting new people, building your life from ground zero. Now I talk about this a lot in my other videos, where when you move somewhere new, you've got no routines, you've got no community, you've got no like lifestyle. You're starting it again, and this is really, really fascinating because you see what people focus on. You see like the first things that they do. Do they find a local gym? Do they go straight out partying for the first 2 weeks? Like, it's very interesting because it reveals a lot about your true nature, because you're not in an environment where you're pressured to do things. Look, guys, between me and you, I didn't do so well at uni. Not in terms of grades, but in terms of myself. All uni really gave me was a shitload of debt and a cocaine addiction. Whereas traveling, I've met some of the most amazing guys. I've got a whole new look on life. Like, I've started these new projects, like my YouTube channel, like my course is going well. Like, I'm so happy, I'm so fulfilled. Like, I can see the future that I'm gonna be seeing. I'm in the best shape of my life, and I can only see getting better and better, like when I move back there tomorrow. So for me, looking back on my decisions, it's a no-brainer on what I should do. And I think so many people are in the position that I was in all those years ago, like I'm 82. Like those years ago when I was like, oh, what now? If you are thinking what now, then follow this. Move back home, get a part-time job working 3 or 4 days a week. The rest of your time, focus on yourself, go gym, read loads. Just, if you want to, learn a high-value skill like copywriting, web design, social media, because you can do these all online. Now this, like I say, it's not in the chance that you want to start an online service-based business. Like, yes, you can do this, but you can also just learn these skills. So if you get a job 2 years down the line, when someone says, right, what did you do from here to here? Well, you can say, well, I actually taught myself copywriting. I went through all these courses. I built up this portfolio. And they're like, shit, this isn't just another 18-year-old who went off to Thailand and went on the piss and like took pictures with elephants. This is someone who like valued their time. They made this decision. They got rid of this whole like, oh, I don't know what to do now, I'll just go to uni. They took action on their own life. And I know this video isn't going to appeal to everyone that watches it. I know that there are some people who would prefer to go to uni. I know there are some people who are just going to go travel and just drink and just do what they want. That's fine. But for those of you who were in the position where you're anxious, you're frustrated, you're not sure which direction to go in, then I truly believe that this is the best option for you. Because if you think about it, if you spend the next 2 or 3 years developing yourself, and if at the end you might not be a multi-millionaire, but you've developed your character, you are so sure in yourself, you're confident, you're in great shape, you've learned high value skills, you've traveled, you've got all that experience, you will be 10 times, 100 times the person that you are today in this position right now. So this is just something to think about. I hope this has been valuable. And yeah, just don't do what I do, where you follow the sheep and just go do what everyone else is doing, because it was, yeah, like I say, it's an expensive mistake, not only in the money, but in the time you waste. You could be spending that time becoming the best version of yourself. So yeah, that's what I want you to do. All right, I'll see you all soon. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, I'll see you all soon. Have a great one.